Chapter 9, Water Resources, Video 2. Water demand. Withdrawn water may be returned to its source after use. Consumed water is withdrawn water that is not returned to its original source. Industry is the greatest withdrawn water user, the greatest withdrawer of water, but agriculture is the greatest consumer. Increase in agricultural demand is primarily related to increased population and through farming of arid lands. In the U.S., roughly 77% of water used in California is currently directed to agriculture. During the current drought, demand for water is left between 7 and 10% of farmland fallow. Changes in rain patterns associated with global warming indicate that precipitation will continue to decline in the western and southwestern U.S. In addition, in that area, most water comes from snowpack from the mountains. Current foresting practices of putting out forest fires has led to an increase in the number of trees in the forests in the mountains around California. This also puts an increased use of water, an increased demand on the water that's melting from the snowpack. If the forest was left to manage itself and fires were able to burn, 20% more water would reach the coast in California. Some regions, regions of the world water surplus are shown in green, which includes Maine where we live, and deficiency in brown. This shows the uneven distribution of water all over the planet. Some regions, such as Israel, where water is deficient, have developed low water agricultural practices out of necessity that are now being used all over the world. These advances cost money to implement, so costs for agriculture are going up due to both scarcity of water supply and the technology to grow under low water conditions. Inequalities exist in the distribution of Earth's water resources. Surplus areas, like in Maine, are rich in water resources. Water resources are categorized either as surface waters or groundwater. Deficit areas usually also have both types of water resources. These resources are replenished much more slowly in the deficit areas. Regional and local water shortages have always existed because of the inequality of distribution. Currently, people use about half the global stable available water supply, although even more is used in the sense of being rendered unusable through pollution. Currently, total human demand is only met through dams and reservoirs, as depicted by this graph. Here's the inhabited area's demand, which is above that of available water, and here is the amount increased by use of dams and reservoirs, which meets exactly the inhabited areas. The area of water in the uninhabited areas, like forests or tundra, is up here. The rest is all runoff. Where and how is increasing demand going to be met? Wars are thought to be fought, increase in wars fought over water, or access to fresh water is thought to be around the corner. However, research suggests that nations may agree to share water, and that access within a country to fresh water may be in conflict between regions. For example, Jordan and Israel may come to an understanding of who gets what water, but then inside these countries, water may be distributed unequally between ethnic groups competing economic interests, and also geographic regions. In review, we should know what the difference between withdrawn water is and consumed water, what the biggest use of water is globally, why will water inequalities always exist, and why are agricultural practices going to change in the near future.